Hi, I'm Surbhi and you're listening to another episode of the Overthink Tank. If you're new here, this is a podcast where I overthink so you don't have to. Yeah, it's pretty convenient actually. So if you have anything that's been bugging you for a while, but you're just like, do I have time to overthink it? No, you don't. Send them to us. You can write to us at theoverthinktank@gmail.com, which is the name of the podcast at gmail.com, and we shall gladly take over and overthink it for you. Enjoy this episode.
You are entering the Overthink Tank.
Hey, hi.
What's happening?
Hey guys, today the voices you're listening to right now are the voices of
Rytasha.
And Shayan.
Nice, that's correct.
Rytasha.
I'm
Rytasha.
Shayan.
Hey, I love acting.
I'm a meme lord and I'm a rapper.
Oh shit.
Great.
Okay.
That's two talented people on this podcast today. Welcome, Shayan and Rytasha.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. Guys, are you ready to know what we're talking about today?
Yeah.
What is that?
Okay, so I get a lot of questions from my virtual best friends. That's what I call them now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so a lot of people send me emails asking if I could overthink their problems for them because I enjoy overthinking so much.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of the questions I got was, how do you date while you live with your parents? Like, how do you navigate your dating life when you have... Babe, how do you get laid, basically, when you live with your
Oh, I have a
parents?
lot to say on this
All
topic.
right.
Chalo, Shayan, you start.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Wait,
Shayan, do you live with your parents?
I do. I'm just on the verge of moving out, but as of currently, I'm still living with my parents.
You're like, what,
Okay.
a week away from being solo?
Yeah, like 3-4 days.
3-4
But like
days.
this is like the home stretch.
Okay.
I have to give you some context of like what my dating life has been like living with my parents though, because like it has some deep rooted like incidents.
Let's get into
So let's go back all the way back to 8th grade when I was
Oh
in
my
school.
God.
8th grade, I had my first girlfriend. Okay, and I was like, oh shit, we're dating now, and we start dating like a week before Valentine's.
Yeah.
Okay, so then everybody in the class is like, oh, ab to you have to get a gift now. You gotta make it official because
Yeah.
it's 8th grade. That's what you do. You gotta get gifts. I had no money. I was not earning at the time.
Oh,
So
same.
I went to my parents and I was like, hey parents, I need money. They're like, what for? I'm like, well, I have to buy a Valentine's Day gift for my girlfriend. And they're like, like, you have girlfriend? I'm like, yeah. Like, no, you have unit test. I'm like, no, I also have girlfriend. But after that...
Wait, so no, how did your parents take that? Because that's the point of this
First they
episode.
just treated her with utter disdain.
Aw.
They were like, there's no way, no, shut the fuck
Were
up.
they like, this is not the Shayan we birthed?
Yeah. And then they got
Something's
really
happened.
serious. They're like, "ये तेरे chemistry में marks low आ रहे हैं. Like, you cannot be doing girlfriendship now." I'm like,
That's true.
I don't think that's a word, mom.
I think that's also a problem. I feel like if you tell your parents that you're, dating someone, they'll also tell you, oh, पर career कहाँ जा रहा है आपका?
Yeah,
पर life
yeah.
में कुछ... They'll also want like, कि बाकी सब sectors should be fine for you to like start investing in another person.
But it's true.
It's
though.
true.
A
It's
relationship
true. I agree.
drains you.
I do
It's
agree.
Very
Yeah.
But I'm like-
demanding.
I wasn't thinking about my career in 8th grade. I was just like, I'll get through this year, फिर देखते हैं.
Yeah.
9th में क्या करेंगे. But yeah, so...
What did you buy?
I think I bought her a book on SRK because she was a big fan of SRK.
Was it the Anupama Chopra book which had just released way back then?
Would did have his Mehuna costume on the cover?
No dear.
I don't remember
Anyway, it's not
anymore.
important.
I think she already had the book. But anyway, like it was very difficult for me to go buy the book. I had to go to Granth. My parents came with me.
Nice.
They're like, we'll see what you're buying. I'm like, it's a bookstore. What the fuck do
PG
you think I'm gonna buy? Yeah. And it got really awkward after that between me and my parents. And then we broke up like 2-3 weeks after that, I guess. So like,
Did she gift you something?
she gave me some real cool shit.
Can we talk about that a little bit?
Let me think. It was like a really nice watch.
Tassels? Oh, no.
It was a watch. I got her a book because I was like, I couldn't ask my parents for more money at that point. It was already
Too
tense
much.
in the house. So
Right.
yeah,
Are
but
you the only son?
I am the
child?
only
Only
child.
child.
Are you
I am.
No, I have a sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wanna. So has it been different for you? Because you have a. Do you have an older sister or a younger
I have an
sister?
older sister.
Okay. So is it easier? Because I have an older brother, and sometimes if they like pave the path for you.
Yeah.
It's easier because then my parents are used to like, oh fine, if the older sibling had a relationship, maybe it's okay for the younger one too.
So funny enough, my first relationship was when I was 22. So I was old enough and my parents were chill enough by then to not be able to say anything.
Yeah.
Before that, no boys liked me back,
Oh,
Same.
which is totally fine.
sucks for boys.
Yeah.
But and my sister also, Natasha, we were never stopped from it,
Yeah.
but it was never like encouraged or talked about that much either. It was just like a non-topic. But if someone brought someone home, it would be okay.
Oh.
But Natasha also was super like not interested in the dating sphere as much. Only when she went to college and stuff. So we were not around our parents then. College is another space, like another
Yeah.
country and all that. So that was happening alag se. So having a sibling does like kind of help, and it paves the way for you. Not just for dating, but even like getting permission to go out with your friends, everything, no? Like,
Yeah.
but my sister was not that social. I was like super social.
Nice.
So I got lucky. My parents were very nice.
You know when people say my parents are really chill, I'm like, what's that?
Yeah, some people say that about my parents also, but then I'm like, you only see my parents on Instagram.
That's
Yeah.
true.
like,
Yeah.
In the
There's-
day-to-day life.
yeah, I don't feel like anybody's ever like 100%
I feel like
chill.
parents also have a reputation to keep. So they're like, we're your parents.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
have to like, at least at some point you have to tell you what's like.
Yeah, they've expressed concern many a times, but they've never gone to the extent of saying don't do this and don't do that.
Oh,
They've just been like, we are concerned. Are you sure this is okay? Like,
Yeah.
trust me, I got this, then they're like, okay. As long as you're
But I want to also ask you, okay, so like again, dating has a lot of aspects. So when you it's not just like getting down and dirty.
No.
A little bit of it's like, just hanging out and talking on the phone.
yeah.
Okay, when I was growing up, I couldn't talk on the phone as much to boys, and I had like code words, and I had to tell my mom it's my friend from school. And this is me young, okay? So it's wrong for me to be talking to boys actually.
How
I'm
young?
I'm like 16.
But that's fine if the boys are in your class and in your
They're
school.
not in my class. I was in a girls' school.
Oh, so you'd found these shades
Yeah.
elsewhere. And Delhi mein to kisi pe bharosa nahi kar sakte ho.
I found these boys on Orkut, and I was talking to them day in, day out.
Oh yeah, I remember my parents were really paranoid about Orkut and all also.
Yeah.
They're like, that's not where you need to be. Do you do this thing where like if you saved boys' names on your phone, you save
As
those
girls'
girls'
names.
names?
What do you do?
I would save them as boys' names. And like if I ever like...
I'm going to give you a girl name and tell me the boy rendition of this.
Okay.
The girl name is Preeti.
Abhigyan.
That's so different. How will you remember?
He just
Like,
said anything.
I just had like one or two stock names which I'd use. I'm like,
Oh.
it's just Abhigyan.
Wow.
Like a random name, which nobody will be like, who is he?
When I finally like started getting the house to myself,
Yeah.
whenever I had a friend over, whether it was a boy or a girl, I would always tell them to write in the watchman's logbook, write Pranjal, because there was a guy friend of mine named Pranjal. I'm like, this is pretty unisex.
Yeah.
Nobody is gonna ask any questions. Just be Pranjal. So all my friends were Pranjal.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just had
All
to
your
go
friends
with
are
that.
Pranjal. But I can't believe that you said Abhigan, because my rendition was like, if this guy's name is say Abhigan,
Yeah,
his
you'd be like
female name would become
Abhilata
like
or something.
Abhigyani.
Abhish.
Yeah.
Like just add an I.
See, I knew I'd fuck some shit up there.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's name's Preet.
Yeah,
It's not.
Pritesh.
Pritesh.
Preetham.
Yeah, I wasn't very like creative back in the day, man. I just go with like alphabetical order. I have a friend called Abhigyan.
Did you ever have to know Rytasha?
So when this boy first came into my life, I would tell my parents that I'm gonna hang out with him, but he wouldn't be allowed into the house at first, of course. The first few times I was like, I'm gonna meet him on the terrace, in the building downstairs. So you go to all these like safe spaces in your own building.
Terrace is the 100% not safe place, guys.
Why?
Our watchman would be like, this is not allowed for youngsters to go up.
Oh, my building mate was chill. All the building ke bachche used to like run around and like be on the terrace.
Okay, cool.
Chilling hard.
Oh,
Then?
if you went to terrace in the evening in my building, you knew like some shit was going
Matlab,
on.
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's doing shit.
Daytime was for like innocent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
terrace is like the upside down of the whole society. Like that's where the shit goes down.
Yeah, some shit has gone down on my terrace. I have to admit, yeah. But like that time they didn't have CCTV cameras.
No,
now
they
they've
did
installed.
not.
Oh! This one time nobody was at
I feel
home.
like they did.
Nobody was at home. Nobody caught, but it was like at the verge of being caught.
Oh.
Nobody was at home. It was just me and my ex-boyfriend, and we were having sex in the room. Let me just spit it out.
Whose room?
My room.
That's
We were having
fine.
sex, and
Then it's fine.
we had kind of almost finished. So I was like about to finish, and then I heard the main door open.
Oh shit!
And my parents had just come home. But my mom was not like up yet. My dad had opened the door and entered or whatever. So like we suddenly from all that suddenly became very quiet. Fuck. Then we put on our clothes really quickly, and I have very casually opened my bedroom door, and my dad is like in the hall.
Oh,
And I was just like, how long has he been here? How much has he heard? I don't know. But we played it very cool. Of course. Now what is there to ask? Now
yeah.
it was like, what
Tumne
do I
kya
ask?
suna?
Yeah,
Would
means
be
I
a great
can't
question
ask.
to ask.
As a kid, I might have been, I walked in on my parents in a compromising position.
That makes it slightly better.
Yeah,
somehow.
so it's like, because we've spoken about sex in my family. Like, we've chatted about it. My parents gave us a sex talk and all when we were kids. So, उनको पता है, वो लोग idiot नहीं है कि अबे बच्चे लोग घर पे और बॉयफ्रेंड आ रहा है तो मतलब ये लोग क्या कर रहे हैं अंदर, डांडिया तो नहीं खेल रहे. So, yeah.
So Shayan, I was wondering, since you're moving out now,
Yeah.
and after, sorry, how old are you?
I'm 20. I just turned 27.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah.
Wow, 27, new
Yeah,
life.
it's the-
so do you
it's the
think
good age.
this whole dating, living with your parents has affected your dating so much that it's kind of influenced your decision to move out? And
After 8th grade, what went down 8th grade and in 10th grade, then I kind of closed myself off of my parents, and barring like one or two incidents, like we really never discussed my dating life after that. So I kind of developed my own system.
Nice.
So I wouldn't say it was like a huge factor. It wasn't like I'm to moving out because like I can't have a dating life here. Like I managed to kind of make it work for my situation,
Yeah.
and it just became a thing after that. You
Yeah.
know, like not really like a huge issue in my life,
well,
day to day
that's
life.
true.
Yeah.
A lot of people do like stay with their family, and it doesn't like even if their parents are not as chill,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like it's not the main reason why they move out of their houses.
Yeah,
No.
no, I
But like
don't
the
think
rents are so expensive, and it's totally okay
Yeah.
to like stay with your family.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're saying is living at home is and dating is obviously a challenge, but it's not like difficult. You can't like navigate through this.
लोग तो मैनेज कर रहे हैं,
कर ले तो
मतलब
बहुत
कर
manage
सकते हैं, करने को कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. And parents often, I think Indian parents do like to turn a bit of a blind eye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
definitely,
I
definitely
feel like I
they
like
do.
that a little bit because if my parents don't confront me about things that are definitely wrong, I love that. I'm like, please, that'll make me.
It's too uncomfortable for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you kind of like learn to work that in your favor. Also, you're like, oh,
Yes.
you don't want to talk
No.
about this? Cool.
Great.
I'm gonna do this on the side.
And then we just all chat about something
Something else.
banal and stuff like
Yeah. Something else like couples' new show.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That is exactly what my parents talk about sometimes. But yeah, I think also I realized when I was around 21, I'd gone to college for about 3 years in Pune. So I lived by myself. I came back, and then the lack of freedom really like hit me. I was like, oh, I'm leaving right now. After like 5-6 months, I was like, oh, I cannot pay that rent.
Yeah.
So then I like first I made peace with my situation. Then I realized like there are so many perks to living with your parents, and you know like
Food.
Yeah, food. Oh, so much food.
Music, love, care,
Food
safety.
AF. And yeah, like now I'm moving out because like it's just come to a point like my dad's retiring, they're moving to a new place. I'm like, okay, now it seems like a natural time for me to move out. So it's not really come from a place of compulsion rather than just like, yeah, it seems like this
Yeah.
is how it's supposed to be now.
Dude, you know, that's a good point because when I was in Ahmedabad, I was there for like for a year to study. And when I came back, that's when it really hit me that wait, I was away from my family for so long, and now it became like a place where I wanted to. I could only stay there for like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After a while, I was like, ugh, gotta go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta do my own thing, gotta have my own room. So I've dated people who live with their parents, like guys who stay with their parents still, but their parents are comparatively cooler. Like when I walk into their house, they know what's gone down, but they're very like, ladka bada ho raha hai. But if my family, and like especially like girls' parents, they're all like ladki haath se nikal rahi hai types. Like the, I feel like they don't see the whole like growing
Buddy,
up
yeah.
thing. It's always like a shameful thing. Has
Yeah.
it been
Not for me, of course. How do I? Because of my upbringing in my life, I can't compare it to anybody in this country. I feel because. Okay, the day I lost my virginity, I have informed my family on our WhatsApp
What
group.
the hell?
My family is like that. Because my parents had, like, of course they know your kids are going to grow up and have sex one day. They're going to have, like, boyfriends and girlfriends and all. So they told us, whatever you do, just keep us in the loop. Whatever you do,
Just
do
keep
it with
in the
us.
loop. But that was too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
It met with silence. Nobody replied to that message. I said, the deed is done. That was my message. But nobody replied. But I felt safe and happy knowing that I've told them. Chalo, I've at least told them. I didn't want to keep secrets from them ever.
That's
Just because I
awesome.
feel I was scared. What if something goes wrong?
Yeah.
And then I get into some major trouble and then they are like, fuck, we didn't know what my daughter's up to.
That is
So I-
so cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool, because this is what your parents have taught us.
Yeah.
They tell us everything. So if there's anything wrong, we'll help you out.
But yeah.
Then we grow out of that whole thing.
I don't know. I didn't. I still tell my parents
Yeah, you do.
everything. I do. My sister doesn't. So
The one of you has to be a rebel.
Differs
so.
from person to person.
yeah, perhaps.
Are you like? Do you have siblings?
I have an older brother, so he's married now, and he's been dating this girl for 8 years. Like he was like, yeah. And then
Sanskari.
he could only tell the family once he was like sure, and like once he was like, okay, now I'm ready for marriage. Because also when he tells, I feel like when you tell your family about someone you see dating, they immediately like engagement to ho hi jani, broke up
Ha
to
ha ha! I'm seeing that like happening
Yeah.
with some people around me, like friends
Yeah.
of my
Yeah.
parents.
And even if you're sure, maybe you're not sure about getting engaged
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
Of course not.
I don't think so. I like my mom immediately assumes like whenever she hears about like some friend of mine who's dating there, she's asked me like a couple of times like, so like I don't understand like the living together, but then don't want to get married. Like, what's the issue? I'm like, I don't feel like there's an issue here. I guess like things are just different now. Like
It's the same
dynamics
thing,
have
but
changed.
like then it saves you the convenience. Like it saves you the trouble of getting a divorce later.
Exactly what I
And
told
paisa
her.
bhi bach jata hai
I'm
shaadi ka.
Yeah, we don't have that much money right now. We cannot spend on divorce proceedings and shit. So I think that I feel like that might be the main reason.
Yeah.
Do you feel like if you, because there's another logical, like basically the problem with if you living with your parents and you are going out for like a night out or whatever, and then if you stay at this whatever your boyfriend's house, because like a lot of times you can't come back home late at night. There's also like logical things that you have to cover when you're staying with your parents, but you have to spend the night at
Elsewhere,
someone else's
yeah.
house. How do you tell them where you're staying?
I have never lied.
Oh my God, Rytasha.
We used to do
Such a pain,
staycations.
bro.
My boyfriend and
Such a
I
good
used to
kid.
go to this really nice hotel in Navi Mumbai.
How old
and that
are
used
you?
to be our hood. I was 22, I'm telling you, when I had my first
Yeah,
relationship.
that
I
was
was an
chill.
adult.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's why it was
Tasha
all
is
like
the
this.
chillest of all of
Yeah.
us. What about you?
My-
if someone, yeah.
My mom kind of made it hard for me to have stayovers. She's like, when I started like going out and having late nights out, she's like, whatever you do, just like come back home and tell me.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Mom, what if I'm planning to not do that? So-
Especially the tell me part.
Yeah, and like if I'm like coming back at like 4 or 5, I'm like, this is so humiliating. And I have to wake my mom like, Mom, I'm back. She's like, I know. I've been
up
whole
all
time.
night.
No, she's
Yeah.
not. She's like fast asleep. She's like, I'll stay up for you. She doesn't stay up for me.
So my mom would not stay up, but like if I didn't reach, and then again she'd wake up and be like, "Where are you? When are you coming?"
Oh yeah, that she does that
That
sometimes.
midnight concern that they get.
And that like that stress is kind of pervaded into
Yeah.
my life also. Like even if my mom doesn't call, I'm like, shit, it's 4.
yeah.
I should be home now.
That's true.
yeah.
My mom calls me every day at 11, and I know that's her call time. Like,
In the
that's when she
morning?
no, in the
At
night.
night.
Oh.
This birthday of mine was a few days back.
Yeah.
At midnight, I called them and I'm like, just do it. And they're like, oh, happy birthday! I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks. Now I can go like get shit faced.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. I guess like we do get used to those things
Yeah,
pretty
you're
quickly.
coming around. That's true.
Yeah.
And again, if the perks are like good food and care and like
Yeah.
not
Dude,
paying
yeah.
rent.
Yeah.
There's a feeling like now you also don't live with your parents right now, and even I haven't for the past like 2.5 years. So that feeling of when you go home, that safety and comfort which you feel in your own home where your parents live, you can't feel it anywhere else. I
Word.
feel no matter.
Yeah.
what you've set up wherever your new house is, whatever it's like.
Oh, you don't feel that in your own house also?
You do feel it, but there's a different feeling. Like even now, say like when your dad or my parents, like when when my dad goes back to his parents' house, even at the age of 55, it's a different kind of like you've gone back to your parents' house. That's where like those people raised you.
Yeah.
You will never feel safer with anyone else.
Yeah.
True.
That's all.
Also, I do feel like this is also very like city based. Like living in Bombay and dating is easier compared to living in like a tier 2
Oh,
city.
fuck,
Like,
I'm
I
sure.
lived in Ghaziabad and I could, it was I literally couldn't imagine stepping out after like 6. So forget dating.
Yep.
So like Bombay seems like a bigger deal for me. Because I'm like, oh, this is my freedom. This is my city who's given, like, the city of Bombay Shahar, Sapno ka Shahar type. So, like, this is for me. Exactly like that. Which is why, and now when I go back home, it feels like such a stark difference. And, now
I feel that also. Like, I'm from Shillong. So, like, we moved to Bombay when we were 12. And after a few years after I went back to Shillong, like when we were of dating age, my friends back in Shillong had like very different dating lives compared to mine. Like it was just like their restrictions were like I couldn't even like fathom them, you know, like 5:36 ko it's dark there, nobody chills after 8-9, so like you really have to plan your night outs in advance. You have to like start hang out in the afternoon and then you can't get out after it's dark.
2 to 8 we chill hard.
Yeah.
Go and sleep.
I'll be home at daybreak at like 4 a.m. or something like that.
That's very like different from how we deal, because Bombay also makes traveling very easy. Like in Delhi, I can have only one plan in a day, and that's what I'm doing. From point A to point B, that's it, and I come back home. In like Bombay, I can go like here, then I can chill with a friend later, and then for an hour, I can just have my own time at a cafe. I can do so much.
Yeah.
Just seems like I do have the freedom, even if not in terms of my dating life, but I really like can enjoy living and like.
Yeah, I feel like definitely, despite whatever perceived restrictions you might have, this is one of the best places if you're looking for freedom for
sure.
like a young kid.
Sure, hands down.
You always lived in Bombay?
Not always, but yeah, since I moved to Bombay when I was 8.
Okay, that's been, let's say, always now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it counts
From here,
always. Have you guys received like gifts from your romantic
Oh my
interest?
god, yeah. And like you had to hide them.
Oh
Bro.
shit. Can I tell you? Okay, this was college. And again, it wasn't like my parents were cool in college as well. This was college second year. And I had like a boyfriend for 6 months now who had met only twice. It was super long distance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he got me a giant teddy bear, like a human-sized teddy bear.
Yuck, it must be full of germs.
I don't know, but it was just like, because I was also like, wow, I love the gesture, and I was completely in love with this dude. I was like, wow, look at that, and a human-sized card. He put all of my photos. He printed all my
Was
photos
it a
out.
life-size photo of you?
Whoa.
Shut up, inside the card?
Yeah,
Because-
inside
oh
the
my
card.
God.
He took a photo of me from Facebook and he printed it out, and just everything was human sized, just my size. And I was like, yeah. So I was like, I love this, but where do I can't take it anywhere. So I give it to my friend from college. She's like, please take it home. I will take it from you once my parents are not home one of these days, and I'll take it. 3 years went down. I never took it from her. And she's like, Surbhi, do you even need the teddy bear? I'm like, actually, can you just keep it? She's like, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And yeah, that's
Is it still there?
It's probably with her. But I don't regret leaving the teddy bear. It's just
It seemed like a lot.
Yeah.
It did seem like a lot.
It's the liability.
it seemed like a lot.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, how
I
you hide your gifts?
had like ever since I got my own cupboard, I always had one locker with a key which my mom never had access to.
Nice.
And all my stuff went there.
Yeah.
I would never be
Everyone
able to
has
like,
these,
put
apparently.
giant ass teddy bear inside that.
That's true.
It was just like CDs
You can
and
only
like,
expect like,
I don't know,
smaller
like my
gifts.
watch went there and like letters and shit like that.
Letters.
Yeah. And
Do
the
you get
like
books?
no,
Books
I
for
always
you,
gave
really?
books. Nobody's ever gifted me a book, man. Not like in a romantic aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I never got books. But yeah, like all things like trinkets and all went into my drawer of.
A photo of you and your girlfriend.
Yeah.
All your photos.
I don't know. I don't know if I
Like
ever took
cool
photos. But like,
souvenir.
those were on my phone.
Yeah.
My mom saw that shit. So it's fine.
I think it's a good tip for youngsters who want to like make sure their parents don't see the photos. Just print them out and keep them in your drawer. Don't keep it on your phone.
Yeah, now zamana badal gaya.
No, I don't know. Like I forget my key at home often. So
My
like
God.
then I'm at the mercy of my mom.
The worst
you
is
know,
if you've
like-
left the drawer unlocked.
I have done that so many
Yeah.
times.
Oh my God.
But because my mom she never addresses these things, I don't know if she knows everything about my life. I don't know if she's rifled through all
She
that
knows
shit.
everything.
She probably
Trust
knows
me.
every single
Yeah.
thing. She's like, if he's happy, thinking that
Yeah.
like I'm completely oblivious.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But have you received something?
Very like functional gifts like a night suit and stuff, which I've used.
That's so
My
cool.
boyfriend was not loaded or something, so and we were not like young enough to do these cutesy things. Also,
Yeah.
I felt so. No, we didn't.
Night suits.
Notebook,
That's very
night
cute.
suit. Yeah,
I want like more things I could use.
Yeah.
I had so many CDs.
I still wear the night suit. We broke up 2 years ago. I still
Oh
wear
no. Yeah, what do you do with a gift?
it. I'm like
You wear it platonically now. Like, I don't
kept
care
it.
now.
No, yeah. It's nice and comfy. Plus, like at some point, this person has added something to your life, so
Yeah.
you can't discount that.
Fair.
Oh, this is mature Rytasha.
Yeah,
This is only
this
because
is
your
like-
parents are supportive.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
we
when
can't
I had
relate.
breakups,
Yeah.
I'd go to a terrace with my friend. I'm like, "Tu aa mere saath, tu aa. Dekh, watch me throw everything." I'm like, "Fuck this CD." And then throw it off the terrace. I've had so many spells. Like every time I've had a bad breakup, I've had a friend witness me throwing all the gifts away, going like,
Oh my God.
"See, I'm telling you, I'm done with this."
I've had only one breakup, so मैं क्या करूँ?
Yeah, I think the circumstances make you
Yeah.
react
Yeah,
differently to anguish.
But what school did you go to? A co-ed school?
In Shillong, I was in an all-boys school, but when I moved here, I joined a co-ed school. And I think immediately I was like, oh, girls are also here.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, it's a whole different vibe. Even I was in a
It
girls'
is.
school
I
till
was
the
in a girls'
fifth.
school too.
Till sixth.
I was in the girls' school for 13 years.
Oh.
And then I went to a girls'
like college?
school.
After that? Oh,
yeah.
you went to girls' college also?
My life,
It's just
Damn.
full of
It's
girls'
gals.
institutions.
that's true, which is why it was also different for me also. Because like a part of me when I was growing up, my parents were always like wary of me talking to boys. Also because boys were shady. I'm not going to
Yeah,
blame them. Boys
yeah.
were just like...
Agreed.
Yeah, so they were shady most of the time. So a lot of times they would be like, no, you should not talk to boys. You should not give your numbers to boys because they're not like, they want something from you. Or everyone's into you.
All boys want one thing only.
Yeah. Also because they told me a lot of times that if you're talking to a boy, that would mean that the boy is into you. If a boy is talking to you, that means that he's interested in you in a different way. And then when I grew up thinking that every boy is into me.
No.
Yeah. This is how it fucked
I
up.
wish.
I would talk to people and it's like, oh, you're giving me a pen. Does that mean that you're into me? Listen, I do not need to know the time right now. That clearly means that you're into me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it really skewed my way of how I grew up and how I like look at relationships.
How did you unlearn that?
I am still unlearning it.
Oh.
I'm like everyone's
It's a
flirting
process.
with me.
But what a great headspace to be in because I had the total opposite experience. I was like, nobody's flirting with me.
Yeah, I
My
feel
whole
like,
life.
I feel like out of the two, I would choose yours.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, yeah, everybody loves me.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
It's a great headspace to
Maybe I'll
be
just
in.
ignore everyone.
At least you feel confident about yourself as a
But then there's
desirable
also another
being.
side of it to be like, am I leading everybody on?
No.
By being like this person.
By being friendly.
By being like myself.
सोसाइटी बेटा समाज ने आपकी बुद्धि भ्रष्ट कर दी है
Brush कर दिया.
brush not brush
What does brushed mean?
brushed means say na
Brushed is like
Destroyed it.
Destroyed it.
Oh,
Destroyed
okay.
your buddhi.
I forgot. Sorry, my Hindi is
But
just...
what about your boys' school experience? Did it ever like
I was there only till like 6th grade. So, like, we hadn't
sixth
like...
grade is not good enough to like really like
Yeah.
spoil your
because after that
No,
is when
not
the
really.
puberty years
Yeah. I think this like adolescence really hit me like just as I was moving from Shillong to Mumbai. So like I got into co-ed school just as like my hormones were like piping up, you know.
Yeah.
So I went back to Shillong a year after thinking like, bro, I've met girls now. I'm gonna tell my friends like all these stories. I'm like, I have a female partner. What do you do? And like they had all changed in that 1 year. Like everyone was like much more like open about girls and shit. Like they're teasing each other about girls and stuff like that. And like I was like, damn, I missed that, man. I just went. I had like a
Lots of
lame
girls.
introduction to this thing.
to co-ed schools.
Yeah.
Oh. Were you ever anxious, like when you immediately had to switch to like a co-ed? Because when I moved from a girls to a co-ed college, I was like, this is a whole new world.
Yeah.
This is just different.
It's so weird just being around so much male energy.
Yeah.
Because also like when I switched
And
from this-
it's not like I was a fan of it. I was just like, I need to sit down. I need to like
Process.
just process.
Yeah.
I was very conscious in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think like as time went by, I realized, like when I looked, I think this is like more in hindsight. I think I realized that that was a very useful thing to me, because I feel like if I had been introduced to like a co-ed setting later on in life, then I would have reacted to it like
Much
worse. Like it kind of
I'll
eased
take a good
myself into
example
it.
of that. Yeah.
No, I mean like
ooh,
everybody loves me.
everybody loves me.
But you know what? I had also bought into that whole thing of एक लड़का और लड़की कभी दोस्त नहीं बन सकते.
That's true.
So all boys that I used to like kind of become friendly with once I joined this co-ed school, I would immediately have a crush on them.
Yeah.
It was very irritating.
Which is very irritating, and now I'm recently unlearning that. Where I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe we're just friends. Or
Exactly.
maybe he's not into me. It's very difficult.
I've been there too. I think like I've just asked myself like, is this love? No, it's most 90% it's
It's
not.
just easier if the other person's already dating someone. So you're like, okay, we're just friends, right?
Yeah, that's so true. Even
Yeah.
now it's so true.
I
though.
do feel a sense of
I do
relief
feel
sometimes.
like
I'm like, oh, you have a boyfriend? That's great.
Dude, yeah. So I have a really cute friend. Thank God he's not single.
Yeah.
But like if both people are single, then there's like some
Yeah,
drama.
yeah,
Like,
like,
oh,
Why are you doing this? I know I am
That's
doing
true.
this, but now I'm overthinking it.
Yeah.
Are you also? Hashtag overthink tank.
Yeah. No, but that's true. If you really have to, it's difficult to like gauge. ये लड़का लड़की कभी दोस्ती हो सकते हैं. It's very valid, or this keeps happening in my head.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Same.
I'm very like
Unfortunately, even I'm
call me
prey to
old fashioned, but do you feel like when you like are in a serious relationship with someone and you have to meet their parents? Do you ever think it gets weird? Because in the general, the perspective of this is you only like meet someone's parents if you're serious
when it's
about
like
this.
serious,
or
right?
it's like shadi.
Yeah. From my end, I think I've had to meet them 1 or 2 times, and it's always been in a place where like it wasn't very serious. Like I never met my girlfriend's parents in a very like, I'm gonna introduce my boyfriend to them capacity. You're just like, oh, you're here, like, okay, why don't you come up and say hi to my parents, kind of a thing. Or like, my mom's in town and like, you should come have dinner with us or something like that.
What's that
and it was always like, oh, you, like, does she know about us? And
So
like,
it's basically like you're dating someone who also stays with their parents, but their parents are far chiller than your parents.
yeah, that's generally been the case. And like, I've always been kind of pleasantly surprised that like, okay, this isn't like how I thought it would go in my head. They're not being a dick to me. You know,
I
it's
do
nice.
feel like a lot of this is because I've dated people who are from Bombay.
Okay.
And they've grown up in an environment where it's far more chiller.
Yeah.
If I date someone in Bombay who's from Delhi or like from I know, maybe I'm generalizing, but the chances of their parents being just like my parents.
Yeah, it's much higher, right? Yeah, I get that.
But have you ever called someone home and make?
Yeah,
make them
I have like I was just trying to recall that like once in college when I was in Pune, and like me and my girlfriend, we were both interning in Bombay, and like she came to my house because like we were going back to Pune together, and like she met my mom, and like we drove to the bus station together. My mom did not know that this was my girlfriend. She's like, oh, you guys are also interning together. Oh, you're in the same class. Oh, how nice. And like I was sitting in front, and she was sitting in the back with my mom, and we were like, not gonna let her know that there's any chemistry here whatsoever. She's not gonna know a damn thing. So yeah, I don't think she knew. Or she knew, and like it's
just
okay. I'm just gonna let him live in his world.
Yeah,
That's entirely possible.
I love non-confrontational parents.
Yeah.
Just like we know shit's going down, but we won't talk about it. It's just easier on like everybody's life.
Yeah.
Just
But you know what? Like I will say, like even though I've been like very restrictive of the kind of information I give to my parents. The last time I had like a really, really bad breakup, my parents did not know about it then, But when that was happening, I started having panic attacks for the first time in my life. And that was the first time in years that I confided in my parents.
Yeah.
And like, you know what, I'm actually in a relationship and like really fond of each other, but we're going through some really rough shit and I do not know how to deal with it. And then like, initially they were like a bit shocked, like, what? This is like 8th grade all over again. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, first they were like, okay, you should have told us. But after that, me telling my parents that was really important. Me coming out from that, like, kind of not broken, you know, like that really helped. Like having my parents there for me that time. They didn't ask any questions, like any further questions, like, oh, how long has it been going on for? Like, how do you know her? All they were just there for me. Like they helped me out through it. Like when I had to speak, they just let me speak, and they didn't make it more difficult than it had to. And I really, really appreciate them for that. After that, we went back to not talking about girls.
Yeah.
but
that's so nice.
At that point, like they really helped.
Have you told your
the
parents
fuck out
when you
of me.
break up with someone when it's really especially bad?
Yeah, my parents.
Did you message on the WhatsApp group?
No.
The read is
The
done
deed
again.
is over.
No, I just said it's over. Yeah, I told them. But I wasn't too shook by my breakup because I initiated it. So I wasn't like shook by it. I was fine. And my parents were in the loop. And they knew what was happening. Yeah. I'm sorry, I have nothing valuable to contribute to this conversation.
This is like, I mean, I'm a little bit jealous that like you had like such understanding parents, but also it's awesome that like that kind of should be the model from both ways, like for parents and for kids also. You need to be able to have a dialogue going at all times to know what the other person's
Open
feeling like.
communication.
Yeah, that's helpful. You're like a model example.
Yeah.
In your fam.
Thanks to your parents.
But do you ever, because that whole point of like when you go through a bad breakup and like, because you are also the only child, like when I went through something, it wasn't bad, but like in hindsight I was like, oh, that was so silly, but I was broken.
Yeah.
Because he's just said that I can't do this anymore on text. I'm like,
Text.
What?
Yeah,
Who is
I
this
got
horrible
over text
person?
also.
oh yeah,
Wait.
Yes, wait.
Because you know why? It was nice of him to not call me because because I didn't have my own phone back then. Imagine if he called me to break up with me. That would have been worse. My mom would have picked up.
Oh shit.
So I get that whole texting thing.
Yeah.
But I was broken and I had nobody to confide in. And none of my friends knew that I was dating this dude. So it's just my brother, and I told him. And you know what he told me?
What?
It's okay. Just don't listen to sad music tonight. You'll get through it. And I'm like, can I listen to Eminem? He's like, nope, not Eminem. Nothing. It was so good. It's a
That
very
is
good advice.
siblings are really
advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
good advice. I listened to way too much Bryan Adams after breaking
Yeah,
up.
they're like, just
Like,
get through
dreams.
tonight. Yeah. But like I feel like after like a couple of days I was fine. I was like, I'm on it again. Back to.
That's cool. Yeah, I guess like being able to not, like being told not to mull over it is very important at that time.
Yeah, and parents and older siblings love to give this advice.
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah.
okay, just move on. What's the big deal?
Just smile.
मतलब क्या? मेरी दुनिया यहाँ पे हिल चुकी है. मैं like रो रही हूँ. जो भी है आपका problem. And parents are like, no problem. Just move on. Chill up.
That's fucking
Because they have seen so much life. Now they're like,
Yeah.
ठीक है, ये सब क्या है?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like-
you don't know what we've been through.
Like now,
bro.
if we are talking to like a 8th standard kid and they're like crying and it's like the end of the world for them, we're like, bro, chill.
Awesome.
This too shall pass.
Nah.
Has there ever been a situation where you were like, okay, my parents are right? Like, you know.
About like all of
About sometimes you're like, okay, you know how, because when you're rebelling against your parents, you lose all perspective and you're like, everything you say is wrong.
that? Yeah.
But sometimes they're like, right?
Man, I oscillate between I know everything and my parents know everything. I don't know shit all the time. Like, it's like daily. Like I'll have a fight with my parents about like something like privacy or something. I'm like, fuck, you just don't get me, man. And then I'll like go to office in a huff. By the time I'm having lunch, I'll be like, Mom, hey, Mom. Like I won't like tell her I'm sorry, but I'll call her like, hey, what are you doing today? Forgot to ask you. Okay, bye, love you. And like because like by that time I've come to it. I'm like,
Yeah.
she was probably right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like a wild swing between emotions
Oh, God.
for me. What about you, Rytasha?
What's the question?
The question
I got
is-
so invested in his story.
Do you ever feel like, you know, my parents are right?
Yeah.
Rytasha.
No. See, the thing is, they may be right, but I may also be right. Kal kisne dekha? Nothing is set in stone
Yeah,
here.
that's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
जिससे मैं अभी like जो भी मैं date कर रही हूँ, whoever I'm seeing, whatever it is, there's no fucking guarantee that you're going to end up with this person for 60 years. Even friends who have gotten married, who's to say they're not going to get divorced in 10 years? So who knows? This in my family is like open knowledge. And I'm like, friends, and even my mom now, she's like, fuck shadi, you don't need to get married.
Wow.
Finally now. Like,
That's
they've
awesome.
really come to
That's
this
really
understanding.
cool.
Because my sister and I are both weird.
Uh-huh.
We are not the samajik ladies that our country has raised most women to be. So this is like very like pakka in my house. कि ठीक है, whoever comes into your life, they'll come and they'll be there for as long as they need to be, or as long as your karma allows it. So my family is very big on this
yeah,
karma
believe in
spirituality
I love it.
thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, like जिसका लेन देन है कर्मा के हिसाब से आएगा जाएगा, no stress.
Dude, that's such a good thing
Yeah.
though. Because when we have breakups, we never blame it on karma. We're like, I'm worthless.
Yeah.
Everyone comes into your life for a particular reason for X amount of time and then they go.
God, Rytasha, you are wearing all white. You look like a saint today.
Oh,
Give us more, yeah.
Sant Ritash. That's all I'm changing.
Maybe this is what good upbringing does to you. You become so
Makes
much.
you wise or
makes
something.
you wise. Yeah. But literally, you feel like you have a halo on your head right now.
I'm an angel. Mankind's angel. My heart is. Okay, enough.
But like, to wrap up things.
Yes.
I was thinking, if you have to like give this person advice, like if you're living with your parents, should you even try dating someone or should you give up on the idea?
Please try. What's the
Yeah.
issue?
I feel like from my experience, like now at this point in my life, I feel like I could have also done more to bring my parents into my life. Like when I was like having these bad experiences in like 8th grade and 10th grade, sure they had a point, sure I also had a point, but beyond that, like I shouldn't have held like a grudge, you know. I'm like, oh, you just won't understand me. Time kind of makes people
Yeah.
you understand each other a lot more.
Also,
you know,
because in school, it's not like you're the only one who's hiding things from your family.
Yeah.
Everyone else in school is also doing this.
Yeah.
You're hiding your slam books, you're hiding everything. Sometimes you're hiding the stuff you watch on TV, and you could be like watching like just cartoon, and you're like,
Fashion TV.
Yeah. Fashion TV. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That used to be on at very like appropriate hours. Okay. But I was saying, yeah, a lot of times since everybody else in school is doing the same thing of hiding stuff, you just feel like, what if my parents are also not cool with it? And you never try. No?
Yeah, you don't. But like I would say, I know this is like not absolute advice, like this probably wouldn't be true for everyone.
Yeah.
But like a good general advice would be like, try to talk it out like as much as you can till you get to a point where you kind of meet halfway and you kind of understand each other, like where I'm at and I also kind of get where my parents at, because they're not, most of the times like my parents wouldn't be doing it, they wouldn't be being restrictive just for the heck of it, you know. Like they have reason, they are concerned for me, they're concerned for their kid, they don't want me to be like doing bad shit or getting into trouble or getting distracted. And I feel like I got that point a lot later in life. So I think that's important for kids to know.
That's true.
Wise words from a beautiful man.
Hello. Hey, I'm Angel.
What do you say about
Similar to what Shayan said, in fact. So what my sister and I noticed is your parents raise you till X amount of time till you're in college, and then the roles reverse. It's time for you to kind of help them also open up their minds. And my parents had no option. They had to become woke with my sister and I. But for people who are obviously not in situations like these, I'd say get to the root of it. Really understand what your parents want from you. What is that one thing they expect from you? What is that one thing they have spent their lives giving you? Like, of course, parents have raised you, so उन्होंने कुछ तो अपना बहुत मेहनत, काम, whatever, they've sent you to school, they've sent you to college, whatever they've done for you, it's because they hope you have something in life. One day you make something of yourself. So once you get that clear in your head, ki what do they want from me in terms of this investment they've made? What are the returns they expect? Once you work that out and you are doing, I think, reasonably well in that aspect, the rest of your life should be free, and you should try to be like, okay, I've got this under control. I am doing whatever I need to do, and I'm being a good person. I'm doing my work, whatever it is. The rest of my life, then don't like stop me. Please try to be open then after that.
Yeah. Okay.
But cover your basic ground first. Be a good person, be a decent whatever, get a job, whatever it is.
Yeah, basically, what they want from you is, which I've recently learned, that there's a again, it's something we learn in school also, how there's a Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? So if you cover your career, if you cover your basic needs like food and shelter, then you look for a romantic partner. And if you feel like you're at that point in your life, then get your parents on that part too. Be like, I've ticked all the boxes now.
Exactly, because if they can see you successing and being like successing, if they can see you successful or whatever, or just blooming as a person, I don't think they're going to really be like, "Nahi, tu nahi date kar sakta."
That's true. Now they can't say boards ki tayari karo. Boards ka time chal raha hai.
They must have seen us like तुम अभी lowest rung पे हो पर तुमको दिख नहीं रहे. So we're gonna curtail you.
Yeah. In 8th class especially, they're like, there is no way you have your career sorted right now.
Mom, I know what I'm doing. Okay. It's YouTube. It's gonna blow up real soon.
But thank you so much for being on this podcast.
Thanks, Surbhi. This was awesome.
Yeah. I learned so much about different lifestyles.
Same.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Where can we reach out to you guys on the internet?
You can reach out to me on Shayan Roy on Instagram and on the Twitter. What else other platforms are there? And check out Buzzfeed India on YouTube, y'all. It's like a thing I do.
Buzzfeed India plug?
It's not bad.
It's great.
It's decent.
I'm in an occasional sketch or two, so you can check it out.
Too. And Surbhi's in a video too. So
I want you one of those drunk things. You get drunk and see.
We can make that happen. It's very easy to be in one of those.
Yeah,
so,
I love
Rytasha's
those.
been on that.
Drunk math.
Yeah.
Drunk math. Oh,
Mazedar.
God, math though. So where can we reach out to you, Rytasha?
I'm on Instagram at Rytash, Rytash. Follow me, please. I'm amazing.
Please follow both these people. And if you want any more advice about living with your parents and dating, hit them up.
Yeah,
I guess.
From our past life, we can share with you. Now I am solo.
We still have all the good advice.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening
Thanks,
to the
Surbhi.
Overthink.
Yeah.
Bye. Overthink. Bye.
Mic drop.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Overthink Tank. If you have any questions that you would like me to overthink for you, please send them right in. We are at theoverthinktank@gmail.com. It's the name of the podcast at gmail.com. Yes, and if you like what you hear, please subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting app. You could also review us and just review us. Do it right now. Yes. I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.